Are you looking to become an Amazon FBA seller? Well, if you are, we don't really blame you. It is a great business model because Amazon take care of everything. They're going to store your items, they'll send them out to their customers, they'll advertise them, they'll deal with all the customer service and returns. So as a side hustle, it's a great business model as you can leave out a lot of the logistics which you might face if you're running the operation by sending out the items yourself. So you don't need to employ customer service staff. You don't need a huge warehouse to store your items. But that's not to make you think it's an easy business model, because it's not. Like with any business, there's many hurdles you're going to come across and many issues you're going to face on your Amazon journey. But with hard work, it can be an amazing business model and a very lucrative one for many people. So make sure you stick around for today's video, as we're going to be showing you the right way to start an Amazon FBA business in 2024. So welcome back to the Profitl YouTube channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for Amazon FBA videos every single Thursday. So if you're still here watching, thank you so much for not leaving a video yet. We've got some really interesting information for you today, but we're sure you're probably very keen to start your own Amazon FBA business and just wondering the best way to go about it. And we'll be showing you this in detail today and be showing you how to actually find Amazon FBA products to actually sell here in the UK. So that's enough waffling from me, let's get into the video. So the first thing you need to do if you want to start selling on Amazon is you need an Amazon account. You can't start selling on Amazon if you don't have an account. There's two options here which you can pick, and that is either an individual account or a professional account. Now with an individual account, this is free. It's not going to cost you any money. There's no monthly subscriptions. But what you do have to do is you do have to pay a surcharge on every single item you sell on Amazon. And this can end up eating into your profit, so just be aware of this. Now another problem with the individual account is that you can't win the buy box. And realistically, if you can't win the buy box on Amazon, you're going to really struggle for sales. And you might be wondering, what is the buy box? Well, let me show you very quickly. So here we are on Amazon products, and the buy box is this section just here where you get the add to basket or buy now button. So only one seller gets this buy box, so you'll see all the other sellers are listed under here, and whoever gets it basically gets all the sales. So that's why it's so important to win this, and which is why the individual account may not be the one to pick, and which is why the professional account, which is what I'm going to talk about next, is probably the one you should be picking. Now this is going to cost you, there is a monthly subscription, so it's going to cost you £30 a month to have this, but you don't have the extra surcharge. This is the only fee to pay. It is worth doing because you lose the surcharge and it means you can win the all important buy box. Now to set up your Amazon seller account isn't too difficult. You just need to come to this page just here. You need to follow the process, fill in your Amazon information. I won't go into all the detail of setting up your Amazon account today, as we have done videos on it before, and we'll link a full video about it just up here, but make sure to watch it at the end of the video. But the basics are you add your business information. You'll need either a UTR number or a limited company. A UTR number is a unique taxpayer reference number. Follow the steps, and you may at the end have to go on a call with Amazon to verify who you are. This is not anything to be afraid of. This is just for them to verify you are who you say you are. They may ask to see your passport on the call. You might have to flick through the pages, but other than that, it's not too difficult, and you should get your Amazon account set up and onto the exciting bit, ready to start selling. Now next up, we're going to show you how to actually find Amazon FBA deals. But before we do that, we did just want to let you know about an exclusive discount code for our YouTube viewers for Profitl. If you don't know what Profitl is, we're an Amazon FBA software. So we have a deal analyzer, which is a Chrome extension and a mobile app. We also have a deal finding software to help you find your arbitrage deals. We have a wholesale scanner and an amazing Discord community with over 5,000 members in. So we'll make the discount code pop up just here. That's going to save you either 20% on monthly plans or 5% on yearly plans, and yearly plans already have over 50% off. So make sure to take that down if you did want to save some money on your Profitl subscription. So now you've got your Amazon account set up, you're on to the fun bit of actually trying to find products. Now finding products is difficult. No matter what anybody tells you, it is hard. And when you do first start, you might find it a bit demoralizing because you might spend hours and hours trying to find products to sell and find nothing. As with anything, the more time you spend doing it, the easier it does become. Now, the best method to start with Amazon as a beginner is arbitrage. And what this means is you're buying items from other retailers, and this can be either online retailers or actually going into store and finding items and then selling them on Amazon for a profit. And the reason for this is because you don't have to spend thousands and thousands on stock, which you would have to do if you're doing wholesale or private label. You can quite easily start with 10, 15, 20 units and learn, make mistakes, and then as you become more experienced, you can start to invest in more quantities of stock and different stock lines. Now, what most people do to find deals is just look through different websites, clearance sections, or the other thing you can do is sign up for specialist software to help you find deals. We do have that at Profitl as well, but I won't be showing you that today. I'm going to be showing you the most affordable way to start Amazon in 2024. So you don't have to use deal finding software, although many people do, even if it's just to learn new websites. So as an example of looking through the clearance section on different websites, we're on the Toys R Us website. You may think Toys R Us don't exist anymore, but they do. We was on the clearance part of their website and we found this product here. It's a motorized robot hand kit. So it used to be £8.89. It's now £4.49. But this same product is currently selling on Amazon for £14.82. So that's the first we're always looking for. Can we sell it on Amazon for more than we can buy it for? Now, just because we can, it's over triple the price, that doesn't mean it's a good deal. We need to analyze this deal using a deal analyzer. So for this, we're going to use Profitl. So all we have to do is click just up here and we'll load up the Profitl Chrome extension. And this is going to load up all of our important data so we can actually understand if it is worth us buying. So the first thing we're going to look at is the sales. So we can see it's selling 30 times a month. Not crazy sales, but we'll decide if this is enough when we look at our competition shortly. So who else is selling it and how much stock do they have? Now the return on investment. Now next up, we want to look at our profit. So it's making £5 profit per unit after fees and 112% return on investment. The return on investment is our important metric here. We don't really look at profit so much just because it depends how much we're buying the item for. If we're buying an item for £100 and then you're getting £5 profit, that's not very good. But as we're only spending £4.49 and getting £5 profit, that's really good. So that's why the return on investment is the one we look at, just because it works out the same no matter the price point we're looking at. So overall, that looks good so far. Now, next up, we're going to look at our competition. So interestingly, we can see there's 3 other FBA sellers on the listing, 4 FBM, and one Amazon here. So Amazon is selling on this listing. Now, typically this would be a little bit concerning because Amazon are very hard to compete against. They don't like sharing the buy box. But what is interesting is that Amazon aren't on the buy box at the moment. So there's another FBA seller on this listing, which means Amazon are sharing it so you can compete against them. Now on Profitl, you can also see how the buy box has been shared out. So over the last 30 days, Playtime Direct has had 42% of the buy box, Amazon had 39%, and these other sellers have had the rest. So what we can see is that this buy box is being shared out. Now, as a new seller, you may prefer to avoid listings with Amazon on, just because, as mentioned, it does make it a lot more difficult. But this is why it's so important to use a deal analyzer, because we can get this key information on whether we even have a chance of winning the buy box on this item. Now, the next thing we want to look at is any potential warnings on the item. I'm just logged into one of our test accounts here. So this item is shown as being gated. Now, if you don't know what being gated in, it's a very important part of selling on Amazon. As a new seller, most products you sell on, you're going to be gated. And this means you have to get permission from Amazon to sell in that brand or category. To do this, you need an invoice from a wholesaler showing you've purchased 10 units from that brand or within that category. Now, there are easy workarounds to this, and we've done quite a few videos on it in the past. So we'll link one just up here. Again, make sure to check that out at the end of this video. Don't necessarily see this as a reason to put you off, because you can get ungated fairly easily. Now, the next warning we can see is that Amazon are selling on this listing, but we've already checked that out. Hazmat, this doesn't look like a hazmat item to us. It just means potentially there's an issue with the product, like it's got a lithium battery in or there's chemicals. But this one just means you need to do further checks. So we're happy we can ignore this one. And then finally, variations. So it looks like there was previously another variation, but that one's sold out. This is more important if there's lots of different variations. If there's 30 variations, for example, it means the sales are going to be split between all these different variations, so it can make the product look a lot more popular than it actually is. Now, next up, we want to be checking the price graphs on Profitl just to see what the price is doing, if it's low now, if it's high now. So we're going to turn off FBM, used, warehouse, and we're most interested in buy box and Amazon. We can see the buy box price right now is about right. It's where it's been hovering. What we can see see is Amazon have spent a lot of time on the buy box in the past. More recently, they have been sharing the buy box a bit more. What is interesting is that we know if we went a little bit cheaper, we've got a very good chance of winning the buy box. Just coming down here, you can see Amazon was holding the buy box around this price, and then you had a seller coming in selling it for cheaper, and they were winning the buy box. And same again just now. But one thing we can also see is that Amazon are willing to sell this as cheap as £9.97. And obviously if we were doing that, we'd be close to making a loss. So let's have a look in here. So we only be making a 20% return on investment. So I mean, it's still profitable, but nowhere near what we'd typically like. Now, alongside the price graphs, we check out the sales rank graphs just to confirm it's definitely selling. We have a look at the offer history just to make sure there's no issues with IP. What can happen if you see a consistent amount of sellers and suddenly all them sellers drop off? That means there could have been an IP complaint on a listing. That means an intellectual property complaint. And then finally, we like to just have a quick look at the Profitl rating. So this one's saying 66 out of 100. This just has a look at all the key metrics to give you an understanding if this deal has any potential. So those are the basics of finding and analyzing your deals. Overall, that deal didn't look too bad. Probably as a new seller, it would be best to avoid that one just because Amazon are, of course, selling on that listing. But once you find a product you want to buy, you then, of course, then you need to actually buy the item. So how many you decide to buy, that's totally up to you. How much funds you have, what your risk tolerance is. Most people when starting out start 10, 20, 30 units just so they can learn how everything works. Once the items arrive to you, you need to get them into Amazon's warehouse. I won't be going through the process of sending in a shipment today just because, again, we've done tons and tons of videos about that and it will probably bore you because it's not the most interesting process, but it is very easy to do, and we'll link another video just up here. Take that one down for after this video if you want to learn to send shipments in. Once your shipment's on the way to Amazon, you can even start selling your items before they arrive into Amazon. It's quite possible for your products to sell out before the shipment arrives. Amazon's going to take care of everything for you. So they're going to advertise it for you, they'll store them, and they'll send it out to your customer. They'll deal with all the customer service. So it is such a great business model and one we'd really recommend to look into starting in 2024. Now, as mentioned earlier, this video isn't here to make you think that being an Amazon FBA seller is easy, because that's far from the truth. You're going to have a lot of competition selling on Amazon. It is difficult to find items, but as long as you're aware of that, you do have a great chance of being a successful Amazon seller. So we hope you've taken value from that video. If you did, please do hit the subscribe button. It really does help our channel. But that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.